Hello. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you recently got a letter that said you are going to have to pay a higher amount or a surcharge for your Medicare Part B and possibly Medicare Part D premium. So I'm going to explain to you how to appeal that, if you can appeal it, and just maybe a couple things we learned over the years. So first thing you're going to want to do is get the form SSA 44. Form SSA 44. That's the appeal form. I'm going to walk you through how to fill that out. Page 1, all you have to do, write in your name, Social Security. Very easy. Write in your name and Social Security number. Scroll down to the next page and it kind of starts to talk about the different life-changing events. Okay, so there's marriage, divorce, death of a spouse, a work stoppage, which is retirement, work reduction, meaning you took a lesser paying job, loss of income producing property. Note that is not like a rental property that you sold. That would be a true like theft or loss. Loss of pension income, employer settlement payment. So those sort of things are life-changing events according to Social Security. And if you had that happen, then you're able to appeal the form or appeal your IRMAA. So here's kind of how to think about this. Let's say it's January 2020 or anytime in 2020. They will be basing the Part B premium, that surcharge, based upon 2018. So you're saying, hey, basically what you're saying on this form is, hey, I've had a life-changing event. I'm no longer making that kind of income, so I want to appeal it. Okay, so here's how you do it. Let's say you retired. You would simply hit work stoppage. Okay, put an X in that. Date of life-changing event, fill in the date you retired. Okay, whatever that is. Step 2, reduction in income. You're going to basically say, this is how much money, the income that I'm going to make now that I've had this life-changing event. So it says fill in the tax year in which your income was reduced by the life-changing event. So you're going to fill in the tax year, the adjusted gross income amount, that is line 7 on your tax form 1040. And then you're also going to fill in any tax-exempt interest, meaning municipal bonds or something like that. Okay, so those are the two numbers you need. Tax-exempt interest is line 2A on the 1040. So line 7, line 2A, fill those in. Okay, fill in how you tax file, whether that's married or single or whatever it is. Okay, so you put that in there. Step 3, it asks the question, will your income be lower next year than in the year step 2? If it is, you can go ahead and complete. So this is almost saying like next year, this is what it would be. Okay, so you can estimate what that amount is going to be. Okay, if it's going to be about the same, you can hit no. You don't even have to fill in step 3. I generally recommend doing it. Just go ahead, put in the tax year that you had the change, and then the next tax year too. Okay. Keep on scrolling down. Name, sign it, fill in your mailing address, that sort of stuff. I'm going to scroll down to the very last page. It talks about evidence or documentation to support your life-changing event. So some of these are easy. Marriage, if you got married, have a marriage certificate. If you got divorced, give them the divorce decree. If you had a spouse that passed away, take in a copy of the death certificate, right? If you stopped working, retired, or had a work reduction, you can take in like proof of that from your employer, but what most people do is right here. It says, in the absence of such proof, we'll accept your signed statement. Basically, you're signing an affidavit saying, yes, I actually did stop working. Okay, and that's what most people do. Or, yes, I actually took a job with lesser pay. Okay, now, I want to bring up maybe an interesting point. So, I was talking to a guy actually this morning. He said, hey, I had a $200,000 stock sale. Or maybe you did a Roth IRA conversion. Or something happened where you just had this big spike in income, but it was not related to one of these things. Okay, or it didn't happen in the same year as one of these things. That's a better way to put it. That doesn't count. Okay, if you did $500,000 Roth conversion, you've already been retired for a couple of years, and you're thinking, well, that's not really my income, I can appeal it. I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay it. The good news is it will adjust itself next year if it was a one-time thing. Okay, but for this guy this morning, he had a stock sale, $200,000, and he had a work reduction. He switched jobs, made about half the amount of money. Those happened in the same year. Okay, now here's the thing that we've been told, what we found has worked, is that it doesn't matter where that income necessarily came from. It matters if you had a life-changing event that year. So because he had the stock sale and a life-changing event the same year, his appeal will go through. Okay? This is what worked dozens and dozens and dozens of times for us. As long as they happen in the same year, you're good. Okay? But if you just had a $200,000 stock sale and that was the only thing, you didn't have a life-changing event, then I'm sorry, you're probably going to be stuck paying that IRMAA. Of course, good news is it'll readjust next year. So this is a pretty easy form to fill out, so go ahead and fill it out. You can mail it in, you can drop it off in the box. We generally recommend take it down to the Social Security office and say, hey, does everything look good to get my appeal processed? They'll say yes or no. So we would always just prefer you have that verbal from them that everything looks like it's in good order. So if you have any questions, let us know. We'd love to help you do this, but hopefully this should help. One last thing. Let's say it's late in the year and you're just going on Medicare. You just got your IRMAA notice and you're going to be on Medicare for 2 months, and then the next year hits. You might think, well, hey, I'll appeal it for this year and next year. Doesn't work that way. You cannot be proactive about this stuff until you've gotten the notice for that year, okay, that you are going to be charged that surcharge. Don't even bother trying to appeal it, okay? So wait till you get the notice for this year, appeal it. Wait till you get the notice for next year, appeal it. Don't try to be proactive. It'll just go into a bin or a shredder or something. It will not get processed. So anyway, thanks for watching. If we can help, let us know.